What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 35 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's going on, man?
We've been working with Series 7 for about a week now. I have been having a blast team building, and you probably haven't touched it
I've literally not touched it at all.
I've had a blast playing like a Series 7 rain team for Littleroot Laddering this past week, and it was a lot of fun. At the time of recording, I'm currently 6-0 with it. Actually, technically 7-0 because I played a match before I was recording just to see how it was, and I won that one on turn 1. This team tends to win on turn 1 very, very well.
So I've watched them, and this seems right up my alley because not only do we have the rain duo of Kingdra, Politoed, but it also just does things I like with Metagross, and then now we add in Regirock, and it that in and of itself is a huge deal as well. Between Transistor, being able to come in against opposing Cocos or something like that and be able to abuse their terrain, even on its own, it's just absurd. Hitting for huge damage with 100% accurate thunders is amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then you add in your Transistor bonus and your stab, and next thing you know, you can do everything.
Choice specs.
Oh yeah, I forgot yours is specs too.
You Oko a lot of Pokemon you don't think you'll normally Oko.
You're this will do a chunk. Zap. Oh, okay.
I have not found a Pokemon yet that Regirock just doesn't beat up. Not many people playing ground types right now.
No. Well, there's one really big one.
But... And I have 3 answers to it. All in the form of water or ice coverage, so it's just what are you going to do?
Then, not only that, but you also have Zapdos, which is also just amazing, it seems like. It does a lot for the team, being able to come in and just take out, opposing Landorses because of Defiant Boost and stuff like that, and it does a lot. It's been a good watch for sure.
Pivoting has been a lot of fun with it too, because there's a lot of just U-turns and volt switches into what you need at the time after your opponent's already swapped or hard swapped. I know that was the theme of game ones. A lot of the times was just I'll just volt switch Regirock out and bring in Politoed, and then Kingdra just got set up, and then Kingdra gets to blow you up.
Okay.
After Regirock took out half your other Pokemon's health. And
look at this, suddenly you're down 2 Mons and it's turn 1.
Yeah.
You literally didn't get to attack this game and you're dead.
Yeah, I remember fondly a game where in the first episode against Dragonite, I volt switched into it to weaken it because I wasn't sure if it was Assault Vest or Weakness Policy, and it ended up being Vest, and I'm glad I did because otherwise I don't think my Wormwind would have taken it out.
It might have also been multi-scaled too on top of that.
Yeah. It's I needed to do that.
That's the thing about Dragonite. It not only has multi-scale, but also has the ability Inner Focus. So it really just looks at Landorus and goes, okay, whatever. Don't really care about you.
Which we'll talk about Landorus. We'll talk about Dragonite.
Yeah, we'll talk about that whole thing here in a hot minute. So, but yeah,
the team's great. And also speaking of teams with Regirock, our team of the week has Regirock, so you get to play with it too.
I get to play with 2 Regis.
Yeah. You get to play with new Regi and old Regi.
So, this is Slacking, who, as you all might know, is fond of very less popular Mons. He likes to do things that are very unconventional. Mm-hmm. And this is no exception.
What are you talking about? There's Venusaur Torkoal on this game.
The support for it is good. We have Torkoal, we have Venusaur, and then we have multi-skill Dragonite, we have Focus Sash Regirock. Those are all normal Mons, right? But then we have a Rangaroo.
Rangaroo sets you Trick Room for your Torkoal.
And it sets Trick Room for our Regirock.
Yeah.
So, the old Regis all have Clear Body, which makes them... Honestly, I'm surprised to not see Weakness Policy on this next to Bulldoze or something, because that's normally what you're doing with Clear Body. Here is just laughing in the face of Landorus and every other Intimidator where, well, we don't really care about you and we can one-shot you. I'm assuming that's what this would be.
As someone who has done plenty of Landorus raids, Landorus goes down really fast to Icy Wind.
Well, see, here's the thing. Its special defense is garbage. Cryogonal one-shots it, basically.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this Ice Punch from Regirock will definitely take it out.
So yeah, AV Regirock to give it extra bulk because that's what it needs.
Yep.
Body Press, Rock Slide, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. Body Press is new to it, right?
Yep.
Body Press new in general?
Body Press is new in general. Yes.
Okay, dude, it's one of those moves that, like, it seems so basic and so understanding that this has been around forever. Because, like, we have Gyro Ball, and that's been a staple forever.
Well,
We've had, like,
the game's been out for a year now, almost now.
Well,
so.
that doesn't mean I remember stuff.
Well,
You gotta remember.
That's why I'm saying it feels so just...
No, not only that, but, like, I mean in, like, the history of Pokemon, because, like, I try to delete Gen 7 from my mind. So it's just like, yeah, it might have been introduced then. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like that where I'm just like, I don't know when this came around. I've been playing Pokemon for 25 years of my life.
But, yeah, the Regirock's got pretty good coverage, plus body press, and our Rock Slide is stab. It does a lot of work when it goes big. Oranguru's there to kind of set up Trick Room, and also just gets to abuse its Instruct move, where it just lets Regirock attack again, or Regieleki, or Dragonite, Venusaur, any of that stuff. Also has Psychic and Ally Switch to round out its move pool. Is also pretty much immune to the first taunt. You have to double taunt it to actually get it to not set up a Trick Room, which is good.
Oh, agreed.
And then we have like Torkoal, Venusaur just to do sun things. Torkoal is Protect, Heat Wave, Solar Beam, and Earth Power. Venusaur's Sludge Bomb, Solar Power, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Earth Power, Protect.
So I'm trying to think on this Torkoal, because Slacking said he'd make any changes that I would want on it. Because he specifically asked me, he's like, hey, do you want Solar Beam on Torkoal and Venusaur? I'm like, Torkoal, it's fine. Like, Torkoal, I think that's good because it needs the extra coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Venusaur, I would rather have, like, Leaf Storm or something like that. There's, like, another grass type that if I Dynamax this thing, it can still do work.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think if I want Eruption instead of Heat Wave. And then it gets... Does it get
it gets Body
Scorching
Press,
Sands?
Yawn, Scorching Sands. There's a whole...
Is Scorching Sands just better Earth Power here?
It can be. You get to throw out Burns, but getting Burns is less likely now with Tapu Fini around.
True.
So going for the special defense drops with Earth Power is probably a little bit more of a viable strategy.
And do we want Eruption over Heat Wave?
If you're... let's...
Specifically because we're Trick Room.
You can, but I feel like Heat Wave's better because I know the set and the Pokepaste that I was sent. He is max special attack, max HP.
Okay.
So you get one good eruption off, and then you're just stuck without using stab for the rest of the time after you get hit, because you have 0 defenses.
My other question: do we want Expert Belt over Charcoal? Expert Belt lets us hit things a more wide range of things, but it also means that we have to hit them super effectively. Whereas Charcoal just says Heat Wave does a ton of damage.
I think I just like Heat Wave does a ton of damage because a lot of the time you're just going to be doing sun boosted Heat Wave things. That's going to deal. It's the same kind of thing where Regieleki with Transistor, Electric Terrain, Rising Voltage is going to do a lot of damage.
Between Drought and Charcoal, it basically is Transistor at that point.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's higher because Sun is a 50% boost. So Transistor's a 50% boost, and then you add in Charcoal and Stabs. Yeah, it's probably a higher damage output.
Well, Regieleki also has stab and
but it doesn't get its item boost. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the item boost here. Yeah. So then Regieleki.
This is the more supportive set on Regieleki.
This is something I believe I've watched a lot of Series 7, and someone was playing around with a support oriented Regieleki. I can't remember who it was. Because that's basically... I haven't played any Series 7, but I've watched a lot of it being played on Showdown and a little bit on like the casual ladder or, best of 3 matches or whatever with people. And someone played a Screens Regieleki, and I really like the idea of it because, like, you're not worried about putting out damage, but between Light Screen, Reflect, and Focus Sash, you can get both your screens up. If they don't target you down, you can Thunder Wave things, and then in the event that it's still around and you need it late game, you can just Thunder Cage things.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
My one complaint about Thunder Cages is 90% accuracy.
Would you rather have Thunderbolt?
I'd rather be Bolt Switch so I can get out if I need to. A fast swap into a Pokemon like Dragonite that is immune to a ground type move.
That's actually smart. That's real smart.
As someone who's been playing with it, being able to do that is very good. Because then they're less likely to click the super effective move into your bulky Regieleki, and then you don't go down when it happens.
Well, especially because we have Regirock, Torkoal, and Regieleki that are all weak to ground. Mm-hmm. Like, you could just get Earthquake spammed out of a game, and Dragonite just comes in and says, okay, whatever, I don't care.
Yep.
Nice Landorus punch you.
Punch you. Speaking of Dragonite, multi-scale weakness policy, Protect, Dragon Claw, Dual Wing Beat, and Ice Punch.
This also just seems fine. I have a feeling this is what standard Dragonite sets are going to look like in the future.
Probably something similar. Either Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Iron Head, whatever coverage move you want there.
Dragon Claw could also be Breaking Swipe. Could be... Yeah. Probably don't want Outrage. Outrage is higher damage if you Dynamax, which Dragonite being multi-scale weakness policy, you probably are majority of the time anyway. But there's going to be a lot of ice coverage running around anyway between all the new dragons and Landorus. So having that multi-scale and being able to Dynamax it seems really important right now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen EV spreads on any of this.
I got the Pokepaste, but I know part of them. He was working on Oranguru, so it wasn't locked in yet.
Yeah, Oranguru is actually one thing that I changed when he sent it to me, because it originally had Taunt, and my thought process is you want Taunt on your fast mons, and Oranguru is definitely not that. So we switched it to Instruct, and he's like, well, Instruct doesn't work with Dynamax moves. I'm like, most of the time you don't need it to be next to a Dynamax target. Like, you can just come in late game or whatever and Ice Punch or Dual Wing Beat on your Dragonite and Instruct and pick up 2 KOs.
Yeah.
Or Torkoal double Heat Wave, and like that's just good enough.
Yeah.
So, Torkoal's not Dynamaxing. 99% of the time, it's not your Dynamax target.
No, this set has not been to Dynamax.
So, being able to just go Heat Wave, Instruct, Heat Wave, and be able to take them all out and make them take double damage, have a 20% chance to burn on each of them at that point. Well, 10, it's close enough to 20%. You might as well be. I don't want to do the math off the top of my head. So yeah, that seems fine. I don't see any reason that this would not work as we want it to.
Yeah.
Especially Ally Switch as well, just to play those mind games, make Oranguru be able to do what it wants and take what hits it wants to compared to the opposing mon or the partner mon. Mm-hmm. Seems fine. Yeah. Especially between Inner Focus and Mental Herb, you're not getting taunted, you're not getting flinched. You can set up Trick Room reliably. So,
is the Venusaur G-Max?
I'm assuming.
I'm hoping so, because having Max Vine Lash is really good. Okay.
It is.
Okay, did you get?
He originally had Giga Drain and switched that to Solar Beam, and the team I'm going to be playing, I believe, has Leaf Storm.
Okay.
So, pretty minor changes. Everything else looks the same, though. Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Buddy Press, Rock Slide, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. Yeah.
Yeah, everything else looks the same.
I wonder if these 4 special defense EVs in Regirock actually matter with AV. I couldn't tell you Regirock's base stats off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know those either.
It's been one of those mons that's been around forever, and it has been a mon that I don't think I've ever sent out in battle. And I've played a lot of Gen 3.
I know I've used it in Gen 3. I know I have.
We need to play more Gen 3 randomizers.
We need to find time to do anything.
That's the big thing, is we don't have time.
We've got draft leagues always going on.
That's the big thing, is just man, there's so many things I want to do. I have a run of Black I've started Y. Just I haven't touched either of them in weeks. I have a Platinum run where I'm currently hunting Giratina. It's I haven't touched any of these in who knows how long, because I've had other things going on. And then, you add in other games that have come out between, Tony Hawk and Fall Guys and just everything else I've been playing. It's just when do I have time?
Right.
And then that's all before work. That's just my free time I'm talking about.
Yeah. With work and everything, it's just it's hard to find time to stream and whatnot.
Especially time where we both are off.
Yeah, which I don't know when your schedule changes. My schedule is getting ready to change again, probably.
It changes in September, Carl. Obviously.
We're a little bit past that now. But,
I was telling Dad this, and so I don't know if you know this, but my dad also works for Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh yeah, when they said September, they meant next year. They have to plan this stuff out, obviously." Just like actually, he's like, "No, they don't know what they're doing. We don't know what they're doing."
Yeah.
It's like when they say September, expect it next July.
Well, there you go.
Like whatever, I don't care.
Ready to move on to the bulk.
Yay! What do we got? What do we got?
Since we've been playing a lot with the Series 7, I've been playing a lot with Series 7. You've been watching a lot, so you kind of know what's going on.
Look, kind of. The phrase "know what's going on" is very loose here because just because I've watched stuff doesn't mean that I've paid attention.
I mean, I've been playing a ton of it, and I've seen a lot of just like common pairings and things like that. A lot of the people, I've been watching a lot of Pokesports do their stuff too. Kevin's been out putting out videos, I think like every day or at least 2 every day, which is insane. That he has that many teams built.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured we could go over some of the cores that I've noticed and a lot of the common pairings. That way it'll help people in the long run figure out their teams and what they want to build. Because not everybody's had as much time as I have had to see what's going on. And the big elephant in the room is Metagross. I think Metagross just jumped above Incineroar and Landorus on Showdown usage here recently. It's now like number 2 or number 1 or something like that.
Yep. It's insanely high.
It's really high now.
I actually haven't been on the Peak Analytics
number
app.
2. Tapu Fini's number 1, Metagross is number 2, Lando's number 3, Incineroar's number 4, and Regi he's number 5.
Well, according to mine, nope, it hasn't updated on the app yet. Because according to this, Togekiss is number 1.
Yeah, no, it hasn't updated yet. Rounding out the top 10s, Glastrier, Kartana, Moltres, Galarian Moltres. Female Indeedee is the first, the first original Sword and Shield Pokemon on the thing. That's insane.
So what if we have the first non-new Pokemon is Incin?
The first Pokemon that's not Crown Tundra is Incineroar.
non-Crown Tundra.
But Incineroar technically is just like...
It's almost kind of base game.
Not quite.
It was Series 3?
Something like that.
Yeah, because it was day 2 of Collinsville.
We were trying our hardest to freaking figure out...
Because neither of us day 2'd. And so between me, you, and Kyle that night, we're just like, alright, what's the best thing we can do with Incineroar? And then we figured out Lapras. Yeah. So we very quickly abandoned Incineroar and had to all go hunt down Laprases.
Yep. And then we decided that... I don't know. Then that's when I built Tricker and Sun for the first time. And It was insane.
Like, yeah, this is really good.
Which it was a Series 5 staple for a while, which is cool.
I'll take all the credit for it. That's how this works, right?
So Metagross is by far and away probably the most common Pokemon you'll see. I've seen almost every team I've played against has had a Metagross on it. I think there's like 2 of the 6 that I played that didn't have a Metagross. So, yeah, be ready. Be aware that Metagross is a threat. It tanks everything really well. You can play it super bulky with weakness policy and then smash things on top of it and would have almost zero attack investment. And a lot of the triggers that are paired with it are just really good support mons in general. Tornadus is a really good pairing with it because Tornadus gets Tailwind, which boosts your kind of mediocre speed from 107. Like you could Jolly and 60 EVs get you to 107, and then Tornadus gets a Tailwind, Prankster, Tailwind, and puts you up above Dragapult.
Yep.
And then you get to Ice Punch Dragapult.
Yep. And then it goes away, and it's no longer a problem. And in the event that they are Sash, they go down to Hail.
Yep. And then Tornadus can also proc your own policy if you don't need to be fast with Brutal Swing, which is great. Also, Tornadus gets to cover just like random... It gets Sludge Wave for some random reason.
Okay.
Don't know why. So that's kind of cool. Salamence is another common pairing with Metagross. That was one from Generation 7 most commonly. Just you get Mega Salamence.
I'm pretty sure those two have been together since Gen 3, man.
Probably.
Just I don't know about older formats, especially when it comes to like VGC rules or anything like that, because I didn't play back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't tell you if there was a dedicated doubles format, and if so, what you were doing or anything else in it. Like, the extent of my like VGC knowledge comes from like Gen 4 upwards, and even then it's still kind of shaky up until like Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm assuming they've always been together because they're both pseudo legends from Gen 3, and that usually is like the bar to be good. Is diverse move pool, good abilities, and both of them meet that requirement.
Yes.
On top of a good spread of resistances and what you can hit super effectively. So yeah, they've always been good.
Yeah.
Someone who's played this game longer than I have competitively, tell me I'm wrong. I would love to hear that I'm wrong.
Well, I can almost tell you right now, I don't think there was a doubles competitive for Gen 3 since that was the first generation with...
Wasn't the Hulk Hogan video we watched a while back, wasn't that commentating doubles?
It was commentating doubles, but that was in like... That was
Coliseum, right?
It was either Coliseum or XD they were using as their doubles battle thing.
That was Gen 3, right?
It was after Gen 3.
It was that weird in-between time?
Between Gen 3 and Gen 4, yeah. It was...
So it was before Gen 4 is what I mean.
Yeah, it's before Gen 4, but there wasn't a dedicated doubles yet for Gen 3. When Gen 3 first came out, there wasn't a doubles thing. Because it was the introduction of double battles.
Yeah. I don't know, man, because I didn't do any of, like, the post-game stuff for Gen 3. Like, I didn't own Emerald growing up, so I didn't get to do the Battle Tower or anything like that.
Yeah, I had Sapphire, and I didn't get to do any of that.
Yeah, I had Ruby, and now I don't know where my copy is, which sucks. Because I ended up getting a copy of Emerald from one of my buddies, and I have no idea where either of them are now.
But Salamence is a good pairing because it's a fast bulldozer. It also has Intimidate, and because it has really good special attack and really good attack, you can run Hurricane and Draco Meteor as your stab moves, and run Bulldoze to proc your Metagross's weakness policy if you need to. Also, carrying Intimidate helps out a ton. Another good pairing that is fast bulldoze is the new Pokemon Spectrier. Being speed tied with Coco is
good.
Nuts. Plus, if you pick up a KO, it helps counter opposing Metagrosses really well. You can double into it with Spectrier and your own Metagross and probably take it out.
I'd be very surprised if you couldn't.
Shadow Ball does a lot.
Shadow Ball should be able to one-shot your set here, I think. I believe. No, you need specs. You need specs, and plus nature. I think you need to be max special attack.
You have to be
specs.
Modest specs, and then you can't do anything else. And then it's just gone. Yeah,
then you're locked into Shadow Ball against whatever your opponent has.
And you just die to a ham sandwich.
Yup.
Spectrier is going to be good as a fast taunt Will-O-Wisp policy procker.
You know what this really reminds me of? Sableye.
Yeah.
It's Sableye without taunt. I mean, without Prankster.
Yeah, it's Sableye that does damage.
Yeah, and it can do way more than Sableye ever wishes it could. But it also has less weaknesses because it's not weak to Fairy. But it's I don't know. I want this thing to be good because obviously its stats are insane, but I think Spectrier is probably not going to be good until we get to a restricted format where you can actually pair it with Calyrex. And that's probably really harsh to say right now because we've had the format for exactly a week, but it definitely seems like Glastrier is by far the better horse. Well, yeah, right
Glacier's better because Trick Room is good.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why. Spectrier is good in a format where Trick Room, you're not running into Trick Room teams all the time, which I've only seen one Trick Room team in my entire playing of Series 7 so far.
I've seen...
And it was Cresselia. And I almost O-code that Cresselia. I was a damage roll away.
Hot take, Cresselia is not good.
It's not. It just does nothing after that. After it sets Trick Room, it just sits there and looks at you.
And like, even if it doesn't set Trick Room, what are you doing? Icy Winding? Okay.
Sure. You have terrible damage, sure.
Yeah, the Chalk Core needs some revisions.
Yeah. But Spectrier is real good. I expect Spectrier to be like a real good support Pokemon, especially pairing with Metagross. Tapu Lele is another pairing that everybody likes to do because Psychic Surge. I personally don't even run a second type attack on my Metagross anymore.
You don't need it.
I would much rather run ice coverage for Landorus.
Yeah, just like have more
Dragon
coverage.
Pokemon. Just blow up Dragapult, blow up Landorus, blow up anything that's weak to ice. And I'd rather be able to go plus special defense or plus defense, and then just like, here's Hail, take out Focus Sashes. But Tapu Lele's been a pretty common pairing as well, just because Psychic Surge protects you from Fake Out and things like, and just like Prankster Taunt or Will-O-Wisp or things like that. This set I have on screen is a Scarf set because we want Tapu Lele to deal damage. And we want it to outspeed everything. So Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Psychic's just like a real good set of coverage here. Last Pokemon I'm pairing with Metagross is, of course, Landorus. You don't want to usually proc hit your weakness policy with an Earthquake, but Landorus also gets Brutal Swing. So you could do Scarf Brutal Swing things if you want to do that. And like I said, you could click Earthquake if you really, really want to, but it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be like a bulldoze. It's gonna steal a chunk of your HP even if you're Dynamax.
You know what I could see? And this is something that I haven't seen yet. I could see Metagross Raichu, because Raichu also gets access to Brutal Swing, and is also just fast support for like something like Feeny, having access to Lightning Rod, on top of Fake Out and just being able to dish out a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen it yet, but I'd be very surprised if that's not good.
I'm expecting Raichu to tick up, Katonian Raichu specifically, because Lightning Rod is going to be popular, because Aleki is going to be popular.
Yep.
Aleki hits like a truck. So I would expect Lightning Rod to go up, Lightning Rod users to be more popular, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of just like my rundown of Metagross. Metagross has so many coverage moves you can put on it. Like I said, you don't have to play Steel, Psychic, and then Earthquake or whatever you want to do. You could play Earthquake, Steel, and then Ice Punch. You can play Psychic, Steel, and then like random other coverage move. But Ice and Ground tend to be like the better coverage moves for Metagross. And then all the support just kind of just plays around that. Next up is another set that I've been just like playing around with is Sandra Dracovish, being a Regi Aleki counter. So Regi Aleki max speed is 252.
Mm-hmm.
Dracovish can get to 254.
Neat.
Either by Tailwind or by using Sand Rush to get to that point. We get to outspeed and hit it with a Stomping Tantrum and then take it out.
You know, I'm really surprised we're not. I haven't seen it, but Dracovish hasn't been nearly as popular as I anticipated. In initial format, like Perception, I figured T-Tar Dracovish would have been way more popular than it's been.
And what Larry Zapdos is a big issue for T-Tar.
Yeah, what it's probably been is that there's too much of people wanting to play with all the new toys, and people haven't just focused in on what we already had. And, like, it's weird because Dracovish is something we already had, but it's also a new toy.
Yeah. And
people just haven't messed with it feels like. So this is something I definitely think can be very powerful.
Yeah.
Like this set that you have up here is Choice Band, but I could just see, like, Life Orb and dropping one of the coverage moves, like, just Life Orb and then Vicious Rend, Stomping Tantrum, Iron Head, Protect. Because then you could actually Dynamax your Dracovish and be able to Quake and Steel Spike for defense boosts, depending on what you need.
Yeah.
And then, like, outside of Dynamax, you just have Vicious Rend to blow up everything.
The problem with that is you almost always want to Dynamax your Tyranitar.
True.
Which is why I'm just like, just slap Choice Band on it, because I'm never going to want to Dynamax this thing probably anyway, because Vicious Rend is always going to be stronger than Max Geyser.
So the big question then becomes is, do you want the extra damage from Choice Band, or do you want the protection from Protect? Like, how often are you actually clicking Psychic Fangs versus how often would you want Protect, I think is what it comes down to. Because regardless of what it is, you're still doing a ton of damage based on your attack stat and being able to have the actual damage output from either Choice Band or Life Orb.
You want Psychic Fangs because you need to be able to help counteract Tyranitar's Galarian weakness to Galarian Zapdos. Like, you want to be able to... Ice
Fangs could also work in that spot then?
You want to lead both. Plus, Psychic Fangs has more utility than Ice Fangs does.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think out loud here because Fisher's Rend already covers Lando, so then you're really only getting like flying coverage from having Ice Fangs, which can actually interact with all of the birds, which is interesting because I've seen a lot more Moltres than I originally thought.
Moltres is being popular because it's a weakness policy trigger, but then Regirock just comes around and just...
Yeah, I've seen a lot more Moltres than I have Articuno, and had you told me that at the beginning of the format, I would have laughed at you. So, people are trying to try things and just trying to figure out what sticks to the wall at this point. So, I'm not sure exactly what's correct. Like, obviously, Psychic Fangs is also better if Lapras is popular, because you're able to break Veil. But, again, if Lapras is popular, then they can interact with your weather, and then, therefore, Dracovish doesn't get to go turbo fast like it wants to anyway. But still faster than Lapras, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And like I said, Articuno has not been seeing much play, but Articuno is a good counter to the Zapdos, the Galarian Zapdos. Being, I think you are... Maybe,
can Zapdos hit Articuno super effectively?
U-turn. Is U-turn
neutral? Is neutral because of flying.
Okay. Then that's the only...
it doesn't get Rock Slide, right?
Throat Chop.
It does get Throat Chop. No Darkest Lariat.
Nope, because it has no
arms. Rock Slide.
Nope.
So yeah, I think it's only Throat Chop?
It's Throat Chop, but Zapdos is faster. So, Zapdos has been one of two things. You have either been Bulk, Assault Vest, or Fast Scarf. Those have been the two modes I've seen for Zapdos.
Zapdos is base 100 speed?
Base 100 speed, and then you slap Scarf on it, and you get to 200 something.
Because it's 100 speed, 125 special attack?
125
attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
looking at
I'm looking at Articuno's stats, trying to rearrange them into Zapdos's.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I'm literally just like, that's why I'm running Psychic Fangs on Dracovish, is to counteract Scarf Zapdos.
Yeah, I think that's actually something I hadn't considered here.
Because Zapdos is a real big threat to this team.
Notably, Dracovish and Tyranitar are also quote-unquote weak to Landorus because of Intimidate.
Yeah.
Which Articuno also just laughs in the face of. But notably, I'm pretty sure Tyranitar can deal with Lando. I could be wrong.
We have to go big and get a policy proc. That almost has to
I know we
happen.
get Ice Punch. Do we have anything else that can hit Landorus super effectively? Like, Ice Punch is obviously the obvious one.
Ice Fang, Ice Beam.
Yes. Actually, Ice Beam might it would do way more than Ice Fangs would.
Rock Slide is neutral.
Yeah, Rock Slide is neutral. Is immune to high horsepower.
And all...
Lash Out is neutral.
We get Blizzard.
Yes.
Avalanche.
Blizzard. Avalanche don't mess around. Especially because they're going to be faster than us.
Like, we get hit and we survive the hit. We just get the Avalanche.
Alright, so we need to spec our Tyranitar to live a superpower from Landorus so we can Avalanche them back.
The other option is if we run Ice Punch, if we can figure out a way to outspeed with Tailwind, we could probably do that.
Well, notably Dracovish having Tailwind versus Tailwind versus Sandrush is the exact same. So having Tailwind with Articuno just seems fine.
Yeah.
Because you're still getting your boost. So even if you do have to reset your weather into Hail for Max Hailstorm or whatever, it doesn't really matter because Dracovish still just comes in and punches.
Yeah.
Or I guess actually bites because it doesn't have hands.
Yeah,
but I mean,
bites.
that doesn't mean anything because Ghastly can punch you.
Yeah, I know. Ghastly can punch you. But this is what I expect Sand Cores to be. It's like Dracovish, Tyranitar, and then some kind of anti-intimidate.
Yeah, and I think Articuno really fits that spot well because, like you said, you're weak to Zapdos. Articuno kind of answers Zapdos pretty effectively. Freezing Glare is also just like a good move.
Oh yeah, Freezing.
I haven't seen its animation yet.
It's good.
Is it? Okay.
Thunderous Kick is good.
I've seen Thunderous Kicks.
Thunderous
I haven't seen Fiery Wrath.
It looks a lot like Dark Pulse.
Huh, imagine that. The Dark Pulse move looks like Dark Pulse.
Yeah.
The slightly better Dark Pulse.
But, yeah, that's kind of what we're working with there. That's what I expect Sand to be, is like, here's Dracovish, here's T-Targ, here's Articuno or other competitive user, and then kind of just build the team out with what you need. Another good combination that trio that we were talking about and we were wondering about earlier, which brings us back to Dragonite. This is Dragonite, Comfey, Lapras.
Honestly, Dragonite's just strictly better than Goodra in this format.
It's a little bit...
Okay, let me rephrase that, because there's a lot of things that work in Dragonite's favor, but there's also things that make Goodra better. Specifically, it's the 4 times weakness to Ice, and Ice is going to be very popular right now because of Landorus and all the returning dragons.
Yeah.
So, on top of... can you actually pull up Dragonite versus Goodra stats here for me?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because I know Goodra is more defensive, right?
Goodra is more specially defensive.
Well, I meant, like, overall defensive compared to...
Dragonite has better defenses than Goodra does. Has better regular defense. Goodra
regular defense versus... Okay. But Landorus also is weaker in special defense compared to its defense. So you could see a decline in physical ice moves compared to special ice moves. So just being able to have that extra defense boost between like Assault Vest Goodra could actually make a difference. So it's base 150 versus 100 special defense. And then
95 versus 70.
I mean, that's honestly not that bad. Especially when you're looking at... obviously, Dragonite has a higher attack. Goodra has a higher special attack. They're both... I mean, outside of that, they're really... might as well be the same mon.
Yeah.
91 versus 90 HP, base 80 speed, so that they actually speed tie each other.
Yeah.
So then it comes down to multi-scale weakness policy Comfey versus Sap Sipper Comfey.
So the fun thing about Sap Sipper is you get to do Giga Drain things, and then you can put your policy on your Lapras.
Yeah, which, I mean, granted, you could just run... Dragonite is multi-scale with floral healing support and just like make it where your Dragonite never dies.
Yeah.
And have your policy on Lapras anyway. Like that still is an option. Like this is literally a toss-up of just playing the game of where's the policy. And that's honestly what this entire like year of Pokemon has kind of felt like. It's just like, okay, who's carrying the policy? Because you have 6 Pokemon and 5 of them are actual targets, so... Mm-hmm. The other one has a way of triggering it on all of them.
Yeah, so that's an option. You can do that. You can put Assault Vest or Life Orb here, and then give your Lapras the weakness policy, and then just do Giga Drain instead of Draining Kiss.
Honestly, having Life Orb Dragonite multi-scale doesn't sound as stupid as I thought it would. Yeah. Next to Comfey. Because Comfey just goes, Dragonite destroys whatever it needs to.
Yep.
Comfey then just next turn clicks Floral Healing. You're back up to full HP. They tank a hit, get wiped by Dragonite. Oh yeah, I can get down with that.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Another option is to do Choice Band. Which if you Choice Band, you kind of want to be inner focused so you just don't get intimidated out of the game.
True. And like that's
a whole other
That's the other thing about Dragonite. Is like it can just reasonably run inner focus and ignore intimidate and fake out, which is still really popular.
Yep.
Like you gotta admit, Incineroar is still insanely popular right now according to Pikalytics. So just being able to say LOL whatever, I don't care about you twice to the same mon.
Get out of my game.
Does Dragonite get... I know it gets Earthquake. Does it get, like, high horsepower It gets Aqua Jet.
Hydro Pump, Aqua Jet, Hurricane.
Does it get Rock Slide?
Yeah.
It does get Rock Slide. It gets Stone Edge.
Superpower. That's another common coverage move is Superpower. So you can boost your already high attack.
Man, base 134 attack is absurd.
Yeah, so base 134 Adamant is 204 at max IVs.
Good.
At max EVs.
Good lord, man. That's insane. That legitimately is just insane.
Yeah.
I was playing through Let's Go today so I can start hunting for Dragonite. Realized I don't have my shiny charm on Eevee because I was borrowing Pikachu from you, and that's what I was doing all my hunting on. So I'm just like, huh.
Don't you just have a shiny from Go you can transfer in?
I actually don't.
What the heck?
Because I transferred over a bunch of those shinies so I can transfer them in. Like my Nidoran, my Alolan Persian, my Clefairy, just like stuff that I'm going to play with. Just like, alright, well, I need an ability patch on you and you and you. Just like, man, I am going to be doing Dynamax Adventures for the next 6 months to get caught up on things.
If I knew my wife wasn't so attached to hers, I would ask her for hers off of Pokemon Go, but I know she is super attached to it. I would never be able to get a hold of it.
Oh, I know. And, like, it's crazy because, like, they were so popular there for a hot minute. Same with, like, Horsey, because I'm trying to think why Horsey was super popular. It had a raid hour, it had a community hour or something, so it just spawned, and everyone else got a shiny. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I ain't got a shiny.
I guess I had to go on to Go to get mine, on the Let's Go to get mine. And then I hunted for that one it felt like forever too. Because especially on there, that shiny is so unnoticeable, and you're in the water. It's awful.
Yeah, it's real hard. My Kingdra and Politoed came very quickly through Sword. It was fast. I got both of them pretty quickly.
My Politoed wasn't too bad once you actually focused on it. That was actually one of them that my first shiny was actually hidden ability. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I can't say that about a lot of them. Looking at you, Grookey. 2,300 eggs, man. 5 shinies along the way. God, that was awful.
Oh, I need an ability patch to fix the other Grookey I have. Yes!
If anyone needs a shiny Grookey, I'll trade shiny for shiny.
Yep.
Just saying.
The next 3 pairs of Pokemon we're talking about is they're not as common as what like the rest of the things we've been talking about. But they're not
That's
common
the key.
Yet. But they're still strong. The first one here is Celesteela and Tapu Fini. The big elephant in the room is Celesteela with Meteor Beam, and Power Herb means you get to go to +1 immediately and just hit anything.
That's adorable.
With a very powerful Meteor Beam.
That's adorable.
And then you're just bulky on top of it. Like, nothing can really OHKO you.
Yeah, the fact that, like, once you're at +1 from your Meteor Beam and Power Herb, then you can just Dynamax, and anything that you get a KO from boosts your special attacks even more because of Beast Boost. Like, granted, you had to explain that to me because I really honestly wasn't sure. Because a lot of the Ultra Beasts I honestly haven't played with.
Yeah.
I played a lot against them, but again, when I played in the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon era, I didn't like playing things that were good, so I just ignored them, and that's why I played Azumarill instead. So, now that, like, I'm trying to actually not be bad, it's just like, I had to learn a lot of things about a lot of these mons that I didn't know before. Mm-hmm. And, like, back then it was just like, I had to beat Landorus, that's all I care about. And then I think that tournament I ran into won.
Yeah. Speaking of water fairies that like Azumarill, Tapu Fini is another Pokemon that is just, like we said, it's number 1 on Peakalytics. It is probably going to be the most popular Tapu.
Which we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Like, once we figured out that these didn't get all these moves that they thought they were, things just kind of fell in place, and Fini is going to be the best.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, like, Lele doesn't really do much. It's the offensive Psychic Terrain setter now. Whereas Indeedee is still just the follow me spammer that it needs to be, is just fine. Like,
yep.
You're going to see Indeedee way more than you're going to see Lele, I think.
Yep.
And, like, Coco does one thing. It says the electric terrain, and then
Volt switches out.
Not even that, just, like, it punches the clock, kind of not really. the fact that it doesn't get to abuse its attack because it doesn't get play rough is kind of a hindrance for it.
Most Tapu Kokos I've seen are going to be like, I taunt you, I Volt Switch out, I have Dazzling Gleam to hit dragons because why not, and then I have Protect to make sure I don't go down, and then they just slap a Life Orb on it.
Like, okay.
And that's what most Kokos do, and they do a good job of what they're supposed to do. They
they're fast
Volt
taunt.
Switch out, they're a fast taunt when they need to be, they have Dazzling Gleam as spread damage when they need to pick up double KOs.
Where's Amoonguss at now, man? Is it still being played?
I'm playing it in rain. It works.
Okay.
I'd say if you've been watching that...
I couldn't remember what the 6th was. I know we talked about it at the beginning of the show. I'm just like... Because I knew the 4 off the top, and then I'm like, sitting here talking through it, I'm like, oh yeah, there's also Zapdos, and I don't know what the last one is, so we're just not going to talk about it.
Amoonguss is my redirector. Because nobody's playing Goggles anymore.
Yeah, because they don't need to.
They're not worried about it. They're just like, okay, spore you.
But then you run into the problem of Coco, and you're just like, oh, okay.
I just have, I just reset terrain and just go around it.
Now Coco's asleep. Go away.
It came up relevant. I got 2 burn Cresselia with a Scald because it has Levitate. With Tapu Fini on the field. It's great.
So I've been practicing for my draft league match this week, where I'm playing against flying. Mm-hmm. So I'm bringing more Pico and Weavile, and just like the number of times I've Dynamaxed more Pico to prevent Butterfree from putting me to sleep is way higher than I originally thought it would be. Like, it's crazy because like Morpeko, I have given Morpeko a lot of crap over the last couple weeks, and man, I told Ro that if I win because of Morpeko, I am never going to make fun of it again.
But Tapu Fini, here's a bulky taunt user, Icy Wind, Calm Mind, and Muddy Water.
And Fini can also be a very offensive Pokemon.
Yeah, you can have an offensive Tapu Fini, but
the fact that like it gets Calm Mind, it gets Moonblast. I believe it gets access to Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam. Can you fact check me on that?
It's both, yeah.
Okay, cool. So like you can take out dragons if you need to. You have Icy Wind, so you can actually hit. Like you can also be your form of speed control, so you don't need to be fast. I've missed playing with Fini. It is honestly one of the only. It and Lele are like the 2 Tapus that I've actually played with, and I played with them a bunch in testing.
Still shiny hunting. Still going.
Yeah.
I'll get it eventually.
I'm currently hunting Lando. Lando's my go-to right now.
I've been bouncing back and forth because I need some change up every once in a while because hunting just straight Fini over and over and over gets kind of dull.
Well, my one right now is I'm going to go through and basically quote-unquote soft reset the Giants.
The Regis?
Yeah, the Regis. So I'm currently working on Registeel. I think I got like 50 encounters in on Regice the other night, and I'm like, yeah, I'm bored of this. I'm going to go do raids. That's the best part about this is if I get bored, I can just go do raids.
Yeah.
Which if, again, 2 months ago, if you told me this, I would have looked at you and been like, no, raids are stupid.
Yep.
I don't want to do
those.
Great. I don't want to do raids. I don't want the candies. I'll just trade with someone and have them candy stuff for me.
I've been trying to get a Dream Ball for my Articuno, so when I catch it, when I find a marked Articuno that I want, I can catch it.
Can you check for marks before?
So the way you do that is you save right before the encounter, because when the Articuno is spawned, the mark has already been determined if it's going to have one or not. It's how all wild Pokemon work. When it's spawned, the mark is there or not. So what you do is you save right before the encounter, catch it in the Master Ball or whatever.
Yeah, just catch it.
Just check the mark. If it's something you want, or if it's a good Articuno, it works the same way for like trying to hunt the Zero Speed Glacier or things like that. Yeah, just like because it's a static encounter.
Can you mark hunt the Justice Trio? Has that ever been confirmed?
No, you cannot mark hunt
because they are
a static.
Okay.
They always spawn in the same spot. You can shiny hunt them because that's how that works. It works like the Regis, but you can't mark hunt them because they're not considered a wild encounter. But the birds are, because the birds are roaming and they change locations. I have a Zapdos Sociable and a Fastball, and I'm very proud of it. It's going to be Chocobo the Sociable, and it's going to be adorable.
I need to get my Zapdos back from you, too.
Yes, you do.
We traded everything earlier because Xeno was so kind as to get us both genies and...
we forgot about your Zapdos.
And a shiny Ho-Oh for some reason?
Yeah, we have shiny Ho-Ohs.
I have no idea how or why, but I have a shiny Ho-Oh now?
They're just souvenirs, is what he called them. Souvenirs is like, okay.
Like, alright, cool.
But Mark Hunting the Birds is currently my project when I'm not raiding. And I need to find a Dream Ball for Articuno.
I've also been doing a lot of, shiny breeding for Draft League. This week, my two that I had to actually hunt for were Morpeko and Weavile, like I talked about. I originally had Obstagoon on the list, and I originally had Silvally on the team, and then actually playing with them, I'm just like, both of these are bad. So I cut Obstagoon for Tyranitar, and I cut Silvally for Hydreigon. Hydreigon is real good at one thing. Clicking a Flamethrower against Corviknight. That's all I needed to do.
Good.
I need to get rid of Togetic, and I need to get rid of Togekiss, and after that it's scot-free and can do everything it needs to.
Rounding out our last two sets or pairs of Pokemon here, we talked about Regilucky a lot already. Regilucky Tapu Koko is pretty obvious. Koko sets terrain, goes in, Volt Switches, Dazzling Gleams, Life Orb. You can run Hyper Voice if you want to do more spread damage. You can run Taunt. You can run... There's a whole slew of moves you can put on Tapu Koko.
Do all the Tapus get Hyper Voice?
I'm not sure on that one. I think Coco's the only one that gets it. I haven't seen it on anybody else. But Regilucky, you don't run max speed Regilucky.
Yeah, don't invest into speed. You don't need it.
You need just enough that you want to outspeed Pheromosa, Choice Scarf Pheromosa. That's it. Other Regiluckies we don't care about.
So this is kind of the same thing with Regidraco. Your attacks, your HP stat is so high, you don't need the investment.
Yep.
It doesn't accomplish anything for you in the grand scheme of things. Can you actually pull up Draco for me real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how much of an improvement that actually makes. So our base HP at 0 investment is 275, 307. So you are getting 32 points of HP.
Not worth it.
Nah, put it into bulk.
Yep, get your defenses up.
Because your defenses are going to make it where you can actually live.
Yeah.
Your huge HP stat says you can take some hits, but your defenses are what you actually need. Beautiful. Want to change a thing. Now slap some choice specs on it and give it Dragon Energy.
Dragon Energy and Dragon Pulse and Ancient Power. And...
Nah, just do what Wolfie did.
You need moves to hit fairy types. Trust me. You want Ancient Power.
Just do what Wolfie did and just give it 3 dragon moves and protect.
But you said...
Alright, well, if your choice specs, then you give it Ancient Power.
That's why I'm like, but you said specs. Regidraco has not been as impressive as Regilucky, at all. Regidraco is very sad.
I can honestly say I haven't seen it.
Pokesports put a video out with it the other day, and it was not as impressive as I wanted it to be.
Was it more or less impressive compared to Charizard? Belly Drum Charizard is the baseline that we're going to judge everything by how good it was.
I think it was better than Belly Drum Charizard.
But Belly Drum Charizard was great.
I think it was just slightly better than Belly Drum Charizard because it actually won, Regidrago by itself won games because Dragon Energy just does so much damage.
Yeah.
But then there were times where Regidrago just took a hit and then
it died.
And then it couldn't do anything because Dragon Energy was its move.
Yeah, -7 base power.
But yeah, Regilucky, you need just enough EVs to outspeed Scarf Pheromosa. From there, you don't care. Put the rest into HP. Your HP is so low. You want more HP because putting them into the defenses on Regilucky isn't worth it.
Does Pheromosa get speed swap? I know that's a really random question, but I thought I saw where it did.
I think that's correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. Is it bad I kind of want to put this next to, Tyrantrum so it can get coaching and speed swap? That's another mon that, is on my bucket list of making work is Tyrantrum.
I want to make Armaldo work really, really bad because Armaldo's my boy, and I can't get him to do anything.
The animation for Anorith is probably the cutest thing I've ever seen.
He's just a floaty boy, and he's just trying to stay above water.
And not only that, but like on land, he's also just like, man, I'm gonna go get you.
I finally found Kabuto and Kabutops today playing through because I hadn't been to the three-fanged island, whatever it is, where Cobalion's at. I hadn't been over there yet.
I legitimately have no idea what you're talking about.
It's where you find Sfeel and Avalug, and where you can go and get the Galarian Wreath to evolve your Slowpoke into Slowking.
Literally no idea what you're talking about. So here's the things I know. I know where the Registeel Temple is. I know where the Regice Temple is, and I know where the raid dens are right now. That's all I know.
You're going to need to know where this is because this is where you get Regidrago or Regieleki.
Yeah, I am so far away from getting... I have 3 shinies I have to get before I can even attempt to get one of those.
Speaking of Regigigas is going to be our last Pokemon we talk about today. The ever worrisome Regigigas and Galarian Weezing combo. I've seen it a couple times on Showdown, but I haven't seen it on cart yet.
If someone builds this, I will play it.
Challenge accepted.
I want to do this.
Someone find
need someone to do this.
Regigigas and Weezing obviously just pair really well because Weezing's neutralizing gas turns off Regigigas' slow start. For as long as Weezing is on the field, slow start will not activate, meaning you just get a full powered Regigigas from the get-go, ready to rock and roll. You can Dynamax it and start blowing things up with Superpower or Drain Punch. You also get Iron Head for coverage, Earthquake for coverage. You also get all the Elemental Punches for coverage. I believe you get Giga Impact too.
I would be very surprised if you don't. It's probably under rarely used. Yeah, there you
go. Also notably, you get Protect and you get Rest. Things it didn't get before.
Getting access to Protect is actually huge.
Oh yeah, getting access to Protect is so huge. You don't have to run Assault Vest Regigigas like I am currently.
There was I believe it was Aaron Zhang played a video where he played against it, and it was Weakness Policy, and they triggered Policy, and it's just like, uh-oh. And then, we killed Weezing, and it's just like, oh, you don't do anything now. Like, alright, cool.
That's the thing, is like, this gimmick is really cool, but the minute Weezing is gone, nosedive. Regigigas is just in the dirt, out like a light, can't really do a whole lot. Super slow, low attack. It sucks. To put it mildly.
So I think the proper way to do this is to build super bulky, just support-oriented Weezing. Like, I know the set you have here is, like, max special attack, and I think that's, like, super... Oh, that's max defense. Okay.
I'm about to say it is bulky. What are you talking about? I just have 2 attacks on it because it still needs to do stuff.
True. Strange Steam is just a good attack, too.
Yeah, Strange Steam is just a good attack, and then Sludge Bomb is because Tapus are a thing.
I don't know if you want... Pinchberry or Black Sludge.
Either one's fine.
Yeah, just like incidental recovery. A-Drive's also been going on about Weezing next to Archeops, and I just don't think that does anything. Like, am I wrong to think this? Like, obviously getting rid of Defeatist is good, but like Archeops as a Pokemon doesn't seem very good.
Archeops has 140 base attack, 112 special attack, and 110 base speed.
Yeah, but his defenses are garbage.
But like, yeah, that's why it's going to go.
Garbage.
That's why it's going to go down to that. But yeah, like you outspeed a lot.
Yeah, true. So like getting rid of Defeatist, I mean, like you can put like a sash on this thing. Because again, like if anything ever hits you, you die. So getting rid of Defeatist doesn't really do anything when you're dead.
Boop. Let's do that one. Let's do that one.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize they got access to Rock Slide.
Yeah.
Probably Protect.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
then
like a coverage move of some sort.
Do we get Earthquake?
Oh, we get Head Smash.
Why would we want a Head Smash, though? I mean, it's cute, don't get me wrong.
That's 150 base power. That's why.
True.
We don't have to Dynamax this thing then.
Yeah, but then, like, you literally die. Carl, I don't think you understand.
That's the job. It's supposed to just take... It's supposed to trade. It's supposed to take something out with it, and that's the goal.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this.
I don't like Iron Tail.
You probably want Steel Wing, right?
I mean, it's not much better.
75 versus 90 accuracy is huge.
But 70 power versus 100 power.
Look, I will take consistency over power almost any day.
Oh, we get Shadow Claw.
Yeah, I did know that one.
I didn't. I don't think we get knockoff still. Do we?
I don't know, man. You're the one with the computer.
We have Earthquake. I like that.
I do like Earthquake.
Hits electric types.
I would probably get rid of Crunch and put Protect and then go back to Life Orb.
I like Band because we just get to hit really, really hard, and that's what we need to do.
I also would get rid of Head Smash and put back on Rock Slide, but you know.
Now we want to be able to knock ourselves out too.
Does Tyrantrum get Rockhead?
Yeah, it's the whole thing of...
Is it? Okay, I don't know these things, man.
That's the whole thing of Tyrantrum.
No, it also gets Strong Jaw.
No, but because we get to do this.
Yeah, someone do this too. Someone build me a good Tyrantrum Rockhead team.
Has to be shiny. Has to be shiny.
It does.
Shiny Beast Ball Tyrantrum.
I don't care anything else about the team. It needs to be shiny and it needs to be Beast Ball.
Like, we get Breaking Swipe, Dragon, Claw, whatever.
What else do we get? We get Close Combat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
That was a new one. That was new to Sword and Shield.
Neat.
Yeah, it's like Archeops is cool, and you can do something fun. You can do fun stuff with it. Being able to get rid of Defeatist is actually really good because, like, it's the whole thing. That's why Archeops isn't played.
No, it's not played because it's paper thin. And then, you know, even if it is Focus Sash, then its stats are reduced, and it can't do anything even that next turn. So, like, even, like, devoting your Focus Sash to it doesn't do anything. What are we calcing? We're over here pulling out the calculator. What are we doing? Choice band. Okay. I don't think this is going to be as close as you want it to be.
That's not bad. For a spread damage move, we go to doubles, it's 80. That's not bad at all. That's actually not bad at all.
That's also 0 bulk Metagross.
Well, most of them actually are 0 bulk.
Why?
Because most of them just want to be fast.
You don't need to be fast. You're Metagross.
No, most of them are max speed and then like 100 attack, some amount of HP, and then like a little bit in each defenses.
I don't understand.
It's because Metagross can actually survive a lot of the hits that are supposed to be super effective against it to proc the weakest spells he wants at Dynamaxes.
Yeah, but you don't need the speed.
The speed is to make sure you outspeed after you bulldoze.
I forgot about Bulldoze. That's why you just Brutal Swing.
That's the other option, but then the Pokemon that Brutal Swings also has Tailwind.
Yeah.
So you have to have some form of speed control because otherwise Metagross just gets doubled into all the time.
You're right, your speed control is Nuzzle from Raichu. I don't understand why this is so hard, Carl. Build me Raichu Metagross.
The problem with that lead is it literally just goes down to Landorus.
It looks at Landorus and says, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're cute.
Which is why you don't lead it against Landorus, and instead you have your Articuno in the back.
I don't like double psychic type. I don't like that at all.
Oh, it's probably not correct.
That's why I don't play. That's why I don't like playing Lele's because it's like double psychic. So you just like.
I didn't say it was good, man. I'm just saying.
Stare at Spectre and just.
All right, fine. Instead you put Zapdos in the back, Am I more up your alley now? Are we getting somewhere?
Yeah, we're getting there. Ooh.
Ooh.
I forgot we get Thunder Punch on this one. Fire Punch is the one it doesn't get.
Yeah, it gets Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. How much does Ice Punch do? Probably like 6 billion%.
Ooh. It's the same. It literally.
Oh yeah, ice
because it's rock.
Rock is not weak to ice.
Yeah,
ground is.
You got it. Flip flop.
Dude, I do this every time. I know this is not the first time I've talked about this on the show,
but that's a lot to a Metagross.
It's also resisted.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
Why? How much does Tyrantrum do? Put a good Pokemon in here.
Tyrantrum has less attack than Archeops.
Yeah, but Tyrantrum gets head smash, so it doesn't die. Yeah, that's also Choice Scarf. You were banned. Give me banned.
Do you want to be banned?
Sure, I don't know. You're asking me questions I don't know the answer to. See, that's not bad.
Boop. We still have speed? Yeah, we do. By 2.
Close enough. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Tyrantrum outspeeds Metagross because we're base 71.
Until they bulldoze us. And then we're sad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, you don't need the speed from Metagross because your speed doesn't drop from...
No, we need the speed on Metagross because everyone else is going to be faster than us, and most of the mons that get hit by bulldoze are then slower than Metagross.
Okay,
now you're figuring it out.
I'm like, but if we're dropping our speed from bulldoze, it doesn't do anything.
We're not.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We're not.
Yeah. Like, we're just wasting our EVs.
But we're not.
Why does Aerodactyl get Rockhead?
Because it's a rock type.
I mean, that makes sense, but that's stupid. Does it get Head Smash?
I don't think so. Nope.
Dumb. Does it finally get Rock Slide? Has it got Rock Slide in the past? I know it didn't in Gen 1. That was the whole
fun thing about it.
Yeah.
I think it's had it for a while now.
Probably. I don't know, man. Aerodactyl's not good. I wanted
it's a good Tailwind setter.
It gets Tailwind? Why does it get Tailwind?
Flying.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing. Whimsicott gets Tailwind, and it's not flying.
It's a cotton ball that's floaty.
Eldegoss is a cotton ball that's floaty. Does it get Tailwind?
Eldegoss is ahead of a Dandelion.
And therefore, floaty.
The seeds are floaty.
Floaty.
Eh.
My argument is better than that.
But, yeah, it's a good Tailwind setter. 130 base speed.
Yeah, 130 is insane.
It's the same speed at Crobat.
So. Man, that's another one I need a shiny hook.
Crobat's one I want to use, really. I really want to...
What are its abilities? I know it gets Inner Focus, but is that
that's the only one you care about.
Is it Hen ability, though? Because that's all I care about.
No.
Alright, cool. I can get on Let's Go.
The other one's Infiltrator, which we don't care about.
Yeah, who cares?
Like, Inner Focus is the only one you care about because you want to be able to set up Tailwind through Fake Out.
Yep.
Every time.
You just look at it and say, LOL. Whatever.
Here's your Tailwind. Which, can I just mention, giving it Tailwind is fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's one of the only ones that didn't normally learn it and then got it through
Does Zapdos have it yet?
No.
Lame.
I think the reason they didn't give it not giving it to Zapdos because if they gave it to Zapdos, then the Galarian Zapdos would probably have to have access to it too.
No. You wouldn't need it to.
But they that's what the theme they stuck with is Articuno originally had it like as learnable, and then Galarian gets it.
Okay.
Because so Zapdos got it as a tutor. Because its original Zapdos got it as a tutor. If you gave it in the move pool, then you'd probably have to give it to Galarian as well.
They literally just took their type coverage, like their stab, and changed it to other stab.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Okay, that makes sense. Again, I haven't really looked at them. I have the birds, but I have the birds and I have Calyrex, and that's all the story I've done because I have to get the shinies, man.
This is another thing I want to do.
Refrigerate Auroras. Does it get hyper voice? Does it get anything cool?
A hyper voice.
Okay.
You get to do that.
What else do we get? I know we get hyper beam. You're just
Flash
ice.
cannon.
You're just ice type Sylveon at this point.
Yeah, that's actually the point. You're ice type Sylveon that gets the benefit in Trick Room.
How slow are we? Garbage? Garbage.
56.
Garbage.
There you go.
Why do we get discharge?
Same reason we get Thunder and Thunderbolt.
Why do we get Thunder Wave?
A lot of Pokemon get Thunder Wave.
Yeah, but this is all rock.
What if our Weather Ball was already ice? And we didn't need the weather to do it.
Yeah, but it's actually less base power. What other normal type moves do we get? Our Protect is ice base.
Nice. Encore, we get Facade. Ice Facade is cute. Giga Impact.
Strictly worse compared to Hyper Beam.
Hyper Beam.
Alright, I'm in.
Nature Power Round. You get Ice type Round. You could do
You
fun.
compare it next to PZ.
You could do fun shenanigans where you get to do Ice type Round and Water type Round with Primarina and.
You could also add in Sylveon.
And do fun round shenanigans. Just cycle types is like.
You get Sylveon. You can add in PZ.
You get Adaptability. You get Pixelate, Refrigerate, Liquid Voice. Oh yeah, we get Meteor Beam.
Oh yeah, cool. Meteor Beam, so that means we're Power Herb, Hour, Power, 9. There we go. Nailed it. Protect. So, Power Herb is basically Throat Spray here. Yeah, this is cute.
I like this. Like our one move that isn't Ice type is Rock. This is the strongest Rock type move in the game.
Sir, that's not Head Smash.
It's the strongest special Rock type move, which is what we care about.
True. Throw those 4 into defense. Nailed it.
It doesn't. Really
First try.
Either one's fine.
So, see, you want your Aurora's team. I want my Tyrantrum team. Someone needs to do this for us.
Battle of the Fossils. Let's go. Just all fossil team.
We get Aerodactyl for Tailwind.
Yep.
We get Lord Helix. It doesn't do anything, but we get it.
Cradillia gets Storm Drain.
Of course it does, man. Why?
Ah.
Archeops looks at things and dies.
Caracosta doesn't do anything.
Nope. It shell smashes.
We get to run Dracovish.
It's technically a fossil.
We get to do Sandrush Dracovish, so any of our Dynamaxes, we get to click Rock type attack and power up our Dracovish.
I am on board. Someone please do this.
Oh. So you have been working on Series 7. What have you been doing?
Draft League.
Yeah, you're just like hard set on Draft League.
Look, man,
I'm not putting as much effort into mine at all.
I lost week 1 and I want to make playoffs, so I have to win out.
It's even tighter now. Like
I know.
It's what, top 4 from each group?
Yeah. I have to 3-1.
Like, are your breakers going to be the ones that get in there?
I'm pretty sure 3-1's guaranteed for top 4.
I think there's 1 4-0 and then 3 3-1s.
That sounds correct. Yes.
Well, let's just do some.
To the top 4 calculator.
I'm just going to do some math.
Yeah, I am too. Mine uses the internet.
If I had a pen, I could do it real fast and
Top
tell you.
cut calculator.
There was 13 players, well, 12 now, in your group, right?
Yes. 13, and there was originally... So even if we do 13 with 4 rounds of Swiss, top cut is 4. Yep, it's a clean cut. 3 players will be 3-1. 4 players will be... Or one player will be 4-0.
Cool.
There is a super, super minute chance that there are 4 3-1s. But I'm pretty sure that's the 4-0 losing. Like, the
and then it's just like a fight for seeding.
Yeah, because I think in your... I think in yours you currently have three 2-0s.
Mm-hmm.
So Evan got pared down. No, Evan's in mine. Evan got pared down in mine.
So that means, you know what? I can just pull up the challenge right here.
Yeah, literally just pull up the thing. Challenge.com/LR something monotype. I think it's LRL monotype sword.
LRL monotype?
Shield.
I was about to say because I'm sword.
Yeah.
How about I just...
That also works, man. Don't yell at me like that. There you go. You're still logged in as me.
Just open them both up. Take a look at them. Boop. And boop. So my sword group has...
Yeah, Ro played last night, so he's the lone 3-0. But Sweet and Tim both have to play still.
Yep.
But
then they're my last undefeated, so that one of them is going to go up, one of them is going to go down, and then. So
yeah, yours is clean cut that you're going to have.
Mine's going to be clean cut, and then yours has three of them, which so one of these is going to lose, and then if Evan somehow loses, then
we have one.
Then you have one, who will then, if he loses, will then go to 3-1.
Yep.
And then that'll make 1, 2, 3, potentially 5 3-1s.
Yep.
Which does complicate things.
Yep. So Evan needs to win, and then we have our things.
Once Evan wins, then you don't have to worry about anything.
Sorry, Zeno. # Team Evan this week.
My match is tomorrow night after I get off work.
Mine is tomorrow afternoon. And I feel pretty comfortable. Morpeko one-shots like everything. What it doesn't one-shot, Weavile does. Both get fake out, so they can just clap them.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, it's fake out. Both of them get fake out through egg moves.
Neat.
Which I didn't realize Morpeko's was until I already got my shiny. And then I'm like, oh.
You have to fight for it to get fake out on it.
So not only did I breed it onto it, but then I power leveled it up to 100, right? Went to go relearn fake out, and it's not in its move pool anymore. And I had already deleted the eggs that had it. So I had to then rebreed it so I could get it again so I could put it on it.
Goodness.
It's like, come on!
I get to play fairy type. So I went from worst matchup to best matchup. The biggest thing I have to worry about is Mystical Fires.
Mystical Fire and Heat Wave.
Like, those are like the two...
How many wide guards do you have?
None, because Heat Wave's only on 2 Pokemon.
I bet they bring them.
If they bring them, then I got Heat Proof, Akaberry, and Focus Sash. I'll be fine.
How many get Earthquake?
None.
Really?
Not a single fairy type gets Earthquake.
That's really surprising, actually.
They get high horsepower, I think. I think a couple get high horsepower. But they don't get a lot of ground coverage, I don't think. They don't get a lot of ground coverage.
There's no fighting move that hits both, right? Not off the top of my head.
No. Plus, I have 2 Pokemon on Flight Screen. Like, I'm not worried at all, really. Plus, I get to bring Steely Spirit, Berserker. And just get to mess with all the calculations.
Fury.
Check for Earthquake.
Heat Wave.
Heat Wave is Togekiss and, can't remember the other one.
Togekiss, Weezing, Silvally, and Togetic.
We've all come to the conclusion that Silvally is just garbage.
Yes. So what if we replace that with Earthquake? Mega Altaria.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think anything gets Earthquake. I was 99% certain that none of them get Earthquake. Mega Altaria is not in the game. Not in the game.
So, Ro and I were building my team, and I was really I really wanted a special attacker, but I came down to Silvally as my only decent one, because Hydreigon has literally 0 attacks that can hit a standard flying type super effectively.
Yeah. We
don't get Discharge, Thunderbolt, nothing like that.
No, but you get fire and ground coverage, which is the trade-off.
So, I told him at one point, I'm like, what happens if I just bring Necrozma? I'm like, He's like, pretty sure you get reported. Like, yeah, but I'm the TO.
Yeah, unfortunately, the other TO gets to just kick you out of the tournament.
Like, what happens if I just bring a salt vest and a crossbow? What do they do?
They disconnect and tell me. And then I remove you.
Oh. You were supposed to play along and be like, I didn't see it. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about my fairy type matchup. If I lose, cool. If I win, cool. I'm not too worried.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have fun regardless.
Yeah, I'm not as invested. This was more of a for fun thing. I'll be more invested probably when we get to like the Series 7 and 8 with the restricted format draft leagues.
Restricted format's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
it's gonna be real weird.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to do the draft for that guy.
Because like, off the top of my head, you can give everyone one restricted mon, everyone one Gigantamax mon, and then just draft from a pool of everything else based on tiers.
Yeah.
So that's,
which is the WBE style format anyway.
It basically take the WBE, remove like one free agent spot and add in one restricted mon.
Yeah.
Or you could just add in a restricted mon anyway and just make them still have their bench.
Yeah. But
make it where like restricted mons, you literally can't have two of them.
Yeah. So we'll be working on that probably once.
That's like forever from now.
I wouldn't expect anything for that until like mid-November.
Honestly, no, because this runs through. Series 7 runs through January, the end of January.
Well, no, I meant our draft. I wouldn't expect anything hearing about the draft league starting until mid-November.
Oh, gotcha.
Because we don't end until mid-November, and then Thanksgiving. So we probably
it probably won't be till December at the earliest. Yeah. But then we have Christmas and New Year's, so who knows? We might take December off.
Yeah.
That's a month from now. Who knows?
So, like, when we figure out when the restricted format starts up, we'll probably do something like that. But yeah, this draft league is supposed to end here, hopefully before November 14th or 15th. Hopefully it'd be the week before the week of Players Cup.
Okay, so right now we have 2 more weeks and then potentially 3 weeks of Swiss of Top Cut, but our Top Cuts normally don't go that long.
Yeah, Top Cuts normally.
Yeah, they just literally, hey, here's what's going on. When can we battle?
Yeah.
But with this one is a little weirder because there is a little more prep involved. And in my honest opinion, there's more prep because it's not limited to 10 Pokemon. It's limited to, Poison has I think 15 viable Pokemon.
Steel doesn't have very many either.
No.
I literally have a list of 12 or 13 Pokemon that I'm probably going to bring in a given week, and I've used 4 of the same 6 that I used first week.
Let's see. I have my list on my phone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dark's got a lot.
I think it comes to 23 or 27, something like that. And granted, one of those is Zoroark, which probably not going to bring.
Yeah.
Again, I actually consider Zoroark for this week, but again, can't hit a flying type super effectively.
Yeah.
It's okay. So then, and then you get stuff like Persian. I probably could bring Persian at some point, maybe. What it does is very niche, but it does fill a role.
As someone who played Persian in Draft League, Persian is great.
Yeah, and I fully agree with that. And again, Malamar. Probably not bringing Malamar. Yeah, probably not bringing Malamar. It's my only Trick Room setter. So if I need to go slow mode, I have to bring it. But do I wanna? No, not
you'd rather just put Tailwind.
So then there's stuff like Bisharp, which does one thing, but it does one thing really well. And I haven't played against anyone who has access to Intimidate.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So
it's because no one really drafted anything I think
I have all the Intimidators.
Yeah, you have everything.
I have all the Intimidators, all the Pranksters, and all the Fake Out users.
Yep. Because those are all Dark type synergies.
Yeah. And it's great. I think had I actually put it on everyone this week, I could have 5 Fake Out Pokemon.
I have 1.
Berserker. You get access to 2 because you have Togedemaru.
Yeah. But I only have 1 this week.
Yep.
Mainly just because I want to be able to just do... Here's Berserker. Here's Duraludon. Are you going to be able to survive this Max Steel Spike? No? Okay.
The answer is no. Cool. Answer is yes. Well, Berserker takes you out.
Yep, Berserker's going to clap you turn 1, and then he's going to Iron Head you turn 2.
Yep, and that's probably good enough.
And that's all he's got to do.
Honestly,
Taunt if I need it.
I wish someone had taken Rock, because I really want to see Stonjourner.
That'd have been a cool Pokemon to see.
Yeah, like, that's it. That's the only Rock type I would have wanted to see. Like,
and unfortunately, Rock is just, like, super
bad.
weak. Like, you hate
get
water,
actually nothing.
you hate grass, you hate ground, steel, fighting.
While I have this pulled up, I'm actually interested in what viable Rock mons there are.
Not a lot.
Let's see. Those are all DLC. So the first one is Gigalith. Like, granted, this is alphabetically, but
Tyranitar, Gigalith, probably.
Tyranitar, Gigalith, Colossal and Dreadnought, Terrakion, Barbacle. Am I reaching yet?
Yeah, you're reaching. You immediately started reaching with Barbacle.
Colossal, not awful.
You already said Colossal.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Lycanroc.
There you go.
Rhyperior, Shuckle, which actually Shuckle is absurdly good. Like, people do not give Shuckle enough credit. It has single-handedly won me Draft League matches. They weren't very good matches, but it also single-handedly lost me a Draft League match.
True.
Stonjourner, and then from there it kind of falls off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Rhyperior's not bad. Steelix is right. He's rocking.
We get
Steel.
Lunatone and Solrock, right? So we have Trick Room users?
Yep.
Okay.
Which is good because you have Rhyperior, you have Stonjourner. Actually, Stonjourner's pretty fast. I didn't realize that.
Yep. Stonjourner's pretty fast. Gigalith's pretty slow.
Problem is like, what do we have for special attackers?
Colossal? Colossal. That's it.
So of the mods not added to the DLC, your highest special attacker, Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Second highest is Lunatone. Both at 95. So okay. So if we're doing that, your 95 cutoff is Tyranitar, Lunatone, and Silvally. Which, again, probably don't want to bring Silvally. It's not good.
Silvally's just terrible unless you have normal.
Yep.
Because it carries a normal gem much better than it carries any other.
What rock mons get beat up? Anything? Barbacle has a use. It is the only rock type that gets beat up. So
how fast is it, though?
68.
It is going to die.
Look, man. Look. It has a base 115 defense.
That's not the stat you really need to protect it in.
And special defense is 86 too. Like, that's not awful. HP is pretty garbage. It's 72.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Is if you
like
hit it with a super effective special attack, it's likely going down.
Which is why you put Assault Vest on it.
But
The problem is you're slower than your Terrakion, which is something really good about Whimsicott, like Grass in particular. Helping Evan test the last couple weeks, helping Tim test this week. Both of them are Grass, and they're conveniently playing normal. Evan played normal last week, so I'm just like, alright, cool, I already have a team built for testing. This is sweet.
Go!
And that matchup, honestly, from the normal side, feels awful. Like, maybe it's just the way I've played it, but, like, I really want to lean into, like, Snorlax and, like, PZ and Braviary, but Indeedee's also good, because Indeedee stops them from doing beat-up things with Whimsicott Virizion, but then you just die to Virizion, and then they get their beat-up off.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, cool.
So, like the pairing there is you just got to make sure you take out the Whimsicott, and then let Virizion just do whatever.
I tried that. It didn't work. I led Indeedee PZ and died.
What about Indeedee Braviary?
You know, honestly, that's one I hadn't tested. They probably just go for Tailwind. Probably like Tailwind and then...
Like, if they just go for Tailwind and then try to attack, you click Follow Me Max Airstream.
I believe Verizion's still faster behind Tailwind compared to Braviary at +1.
But
I can't imagine.
But you hit follow me, so Verizian's going to have to attack the Ndidi slot.
Yeah.
And then you just get to...
Naturally, though, like, if they max knuckle into Ndidi, it goes down to Sash.
Yeah.
Like, with a max knuckle. It's absurd. Did not give Verizian enough credit when, like, actually looking at the team, just like, all right, cool, it's whatever. And then, I get blown up by, like, 4 games in a row. I'm like, I actually need an answer for this, and then I come up with nothing.
Braviary.
Yep.
Braviary is the answer.
Yep.
Because we don't have Pidgeot. I think Braviary is the only normal flying type we have at the moment.
Unpheasant?
Yeah, Unpheasant's kind of crap.
Super Luck Scope Lens, Dual Wing Beat does a ton. That is one that Tim said he played against a bunch in testing. It's just like, whenever it came up, it had to be properly played around, otherwise he just died. Because it also gets access to Taunt for Whimsicott.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because if I remember correctly, he said he's not bringing Prankster Whimsicott. So it's like, who cares? I'm just like, man, that is big brain. Like, man. So, yeah. We've sat here and rambled for like half an hour.
Yeah, it's good to catch up on what else has been going on in the world of Littleroot Lessons. Get us out of here.
All right, man. I think we're officially done, and we're gonna go eat tacos. So, as always, everyone, if you're new here, make sure you go follow us on Twitter at LR Lessons, myself at CarterNoble25, Carl at musical_33. Carl and I are both on Twitch. You can follow us there at Mr. Missouri25 and at Musical. Let's see, YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. Like the video and comment down below what you've been working on for Series 7. I'm sure there's a ton of different things that people have been working on. And more importantly, if people come up with a either Tyrantrum or Regigigas or Archeops or, just like 37 of the things that we talked about this episode, make sure you drop those into the Discord because we want to have teams for Team of the Week and be able to play for Littleroot laddering and all that stuff. So if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you join that as well. So I think that's everything. Dude, I do this every week where I'm just like, I feel like I'm missing something. Twitter, YouTube, Discord, Twitch.
That's everything.
All right, cool. We're out of here. Have a good one, people. Peace.